Greetings, discerning noses. I'm Camille, and today we're diving into the world of fragrances for the gentlemen among us that are in their 40s. I'm almost there, just a couple more months, okay? Because let's face it, your scent should be as refined as your taste in whiskey or whatever, okay? But before we dive in, let's establish what makes a fragrance suitable for the accomplished 40 something year old man. We're talking about complexity, sophistication, and versatility. You need a scent that commands respect in the boardroom and turns heads in the jazz club. So let's explore 5 fragrances that will do just that. But before we keep going here, I will link all of the fragrances in this video so you can purchase them right there and help me out a little bit because I get a little bit commission from that. Okay, but let's get going and talk about it. First up, we have Amouage Insute Men. Okay, gentlemen, this isn't a fragrance. It's an olfactory opus. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Insute Men opens with a bergamot zest that quickly gives way to a spicy oregano and pimento doué. And that heart of that fragrance is basically made out of amber and frankincense, which I have right here. Remember, I talked about this in a previous video. Okay, but it kind of reminds me of how I would imagine ancient trade routes and secret rituals. Okay, as it dries down, you're enveloped in a warm embrace of leather and agar wood smoke. That sounds amazing to me. Wear this when you want to make a statement without saying a word. It's perfect for those nights when you plan to be memorable. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility, so use it wisely and don't go overboard with the sprays on this one, okay? Next, we have Maison Margiela's Jazz Club. Now, this fragrance is smoother than your negotiation skills. Picture this. You've just walked into a dimly lit jazz club. The air is thick with anticipation. That first inhale brings notes of rum and vanilla, chased by a hint of pink pepper, one of my favorite notes personally. And as you settle in, the tobacco and vetiver notes emerge, okay? Reminiscent of the distinguished patrons around you. Okay, remember, you're always the average of the 5 people that you hang around most with. So, keep that in mind. Jazz clubs are not the worst places. This is your go-to for evening events and date nights. It's intriguing enough to spark a conversation, yet familiar enough to inspire trust. So I tell you, wear it when you want to be the most interesting man in the room. Definitely not a bad choice. Okay? Now, shifting gears. Let's talk about Tom Ford Oudwood. My boy, Richard Arpon, who's the owner, the nose behind this fragrance, and the owner of Precious Liquid. This video is not sponsored by him, but I like him a lot, and he's a good guy, so check it out. And, this thing has been around for a while. However, just before we continue, if you see this one, 50 ml, is $300 on the website. Right now, Costco is having a sale for $99 for this one, I believe. However, aside from how it smells, unfortunately, this is one of those scents that have been reformulated in a way that it's just not, it can't compete with its prior formulations when Richard was still on board. But, so just keep in mind, you'll have to apply more of it over time. But let's talk about how it smells, okay? Oud Wood opens with a spicy chord of rosewood and cardamom, setting the stage for the later star player that's coming around, which is, you guessed it, oud. This precious wood is paired masterfully with sandalwood, okay? Also a great scent. And those two are basically creating a scent that's both exotic but yet familiar. The base notes of tonka bean and amber are definitely adding a subtle sweetness that lingers like a memory of a good deal that you closed, okay? And this is basically your power move fragrance. So wear it to important meetings where you want to close those big deals, okay? High stakes negotiations, and whenever you need to remind the world, and yourself for that matter, that you're a force to be reckoned with. Okay? So that is Tom Ford Oudwood. Definitely recommended. Next up, let's transport ourselves to the Greek Isles with Xerjov Nexus. Warning, this scent may inspire spontaneous vacation planning, okay? Nexus greets you with a bright burst of lavender and citrus, as fresh as the Aegean breeze. Aegean? You know, doesn't matter. The hard notes here are honey and cinnamon, and they add a warm, spicy sweetness that's utterly addictive. I can tell you that. I love that stuff. And as it settles, the rich tobacco and vanilla base basically make themselves visible or emerge. Okay, they remind you that the best pleasures in life are meant for to be savored. Okay. This is your special occasion scent. Wear it to galas, on romantic getaways, or anytime you want to feel like you're sipping ouzo on a private yacht, even if you're just enjoying a quiet night at home. For all the Greeks out there, please drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you, okay? And everybody else, tell me how you like this fragrance so far, and what's your scent of the day? But now, lastly, but definitely not least, let's go to the next one. We got classic Guerlain Vetiver. In the world of fleeting trends, this fragrance stands the test of time. Vetiver opens with a crisp blend of citrus and coriander, as refreshing as dawn in the Mediterranean garden. And the heart notes here of vetiver, and cedar provide an earthy sophistication that speaks of wisdom and experience. To me, this fragrance actually calms me down. I like it a lot, and it's definitely something to try out if you haven't already. Maybe not a blind buy, but go ahead and try it out if you can. The base notes here are tobacco and nutmeg, and they add a subtle warmth that is basically creating a scent that's both grounding and uplifting. And it's a versatile scent, okay? It's a versatile classic that can be your everyday ally, really. Wear it to the office, on weekend outings, or to family gatherings. It's the olfactory equivalent of a firm handshake and a knowing smile. Okay? So, this is basically my list. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree or disagree? Do you hate me now or do you love me? Spray that like button and subscribe to have a conversation, because tomorrow I'll be talking about fragrances for guys in their 30s. Okay, but this was basically 5 fragrances that capture the essence of what I think the modern man in his 40s should wear. Complex, sophisticated, and utterly captivating. Remember, a good fragrance is more than just a scent. It's an extension of your personality, a silent introduction that sometimes leaves a lasting impression. Okay, so with that being said, choose wisely, wear confidently, and let your scent tell your story. Until next time, Camille out. Bye-bye.